We should go back to Clacton briefly before we move on to more substantial issues. This is Nigel Farage getting, I guess, an unwelcome gift from an angry local. So, Tom, that's the first milkshaking of the campaign. I say the first because, in the European elections a couple of years ago, this was a whole trend of this. So, could we see more of it? What have you made of this and the reaction to it?
Well, it was interesting. First of all, it was good to see, all the political parties sort of condemn it, because you don't want to get in a situation where people are kind of treated as fair game in that respect. You don't really know what someone is lunging you at when they're carrying something like that. But at the same time, I think it was also interesting the way it sparked this kind of conspiratorial response as well, which also happened in 2019 when both Farage and also some other Eurosceptic politicians, right-wing politicians, got milkshaked, where there was this almost immediate thing on kind of left liberal or Remainer Twitter where they started basically suggesting it was an inside job. You saw that in 2019 where both when Farage got milkshaked, you had people like James O'Brien openly speculating that he might have arranged for it to happen to him. Even so far as getting a local kind of Antifa activist in Newcastle to work as a deep double agent for years before going on to commit this. There was even like a Brexit Party like teller, like a kind of
it's like an old man,
elderly man who was milkshaked at a polling station, I believe, during the European elections. And you had people openly claiming that he'd done it to himself in order to gin up some sort of sympathy for him. And the same thing
Alistair
happened.
Campbell said, "We have no proof that it even happened."
Yeah.
So he knows about dodgy dossiers and
I saw one that was claiming that that's not even milkshake. That looks like yogurt to me. Like they were going over this photo like it was like frames from the Zapruder film or something. It's very funny. And then this time around, the idea got about Twitter that the young woman who had milkshaked him was actually Emily Hewitson, who's like a sort of pro-Brexit activist. And that became a thing for about 24 hours with people who are not just nobodies on the internet, like actually go, like they're not just some sock puppet account. They were actually relatively prominent tweeters who should have known better, just openly repeating that. So the capacity for like Remainer conspiracy theory stuff is always interesting. The fact it's come back again is quite telling, I think.